Welcome to this game of Mechabellum. You can see here I'm fighting against Artorius from the Tooth Guild. There's a lot of players with Tooth, high level players. So he's at 2080, I think, or 70, something like that. And my options. I took too long talking about him and didn't say that, but you can see Marksman's back, and you can go back and look at my options. And Marksman with 5 Badger and Marksman is really good. You get your power spike on Hound 2 with the level 3 Marksman, so it's a great and decent amount of HP. On my opponent's choices, 5 Badger spec with Hounds and Sabers. Quick supply, I would probably go for the quick supply. 5 Badgers, Fangs, and starting with 400 money is way too good. Sabertooth spec with Sabertooth, not bad. Although Sabertooth can be useful in some cases, but it's not the most generalistic unit. It counters something and it's really bad against others. Cost control, I'm still not a fan of this one, even if it's not bad. But let's skip and see what he does. And he goes for the first option with 5 Badger spec and Hounds. Because of course he's going to play Hounds. Look at the board. Whoa, and turret, only turret. So I'm positioning here and I expect my opponent to do the same. Let's put quick deploy active. See that I will instantly sell here. My opponent also sell his tower. He will position here. You see position symmetrical, and then I remember, oops, I have another marksman that's coming next round, so I need to leave space for it. And I will leave this space. You can see me spreading out my units a little more, because I will put one more 5 Badger here later, and the marksman goes here. So everything stays symmetrical. Crawlers just one forward for no insta-locks. And here, the Crawlers get right in time to take the shot from the Saber. This Saber got insta-locked by one of my marksmen. It's already almost dead. And the other one will die, even if it takes my 2 marksmen here, so I win by 1 marksman. Not a big victory, but it's a victory. Here, good packs. Vortex would be good if my opponent didn't have already Sabertooths here, which are really good against the crabs. So no crab for me. I will go for the 2 Fang packs, so I can use them as chaff. If I didn't have chaff clear, arc lights would be good. Mustang can also be useful if you don't have any NTA. I already have my marksman as NTA. 4 of them, and 1 even got a level. So 1 Fang behind the tower, 1 Fang right in front. It will protect my units against missiles. Here is the 5 Badger I said I would put here to complete and make my front line a little more symmetrical, at least on the big units. And that's basically almost all my money. I have 100 left. I could sell a tower. But I decided against it. Because he could try to attack this one. And I can't get... You can see I don't have the money for a mass recruitment just selling the tower. So I can't get a unit here. Unless I sacrifice one of the units I put here. And I don't want to do that. So I will leave the turret 1 more round just for safety in case he tries to attack it. And I forgot to click quick apply. So you have to see everything the opponent does right at the end. He goes for Fangs just as same as me. And just expand his lines of Hounds. And with more Crawlers. And put one of the Fangs on his other tower. He sold his turret. Unfortunately, look at this side. My shaft clear is dead. So is his. but he managed to win the Crawler war here. He grabbed attack enhancement already, but my other side won, so bigger victory than last time. But quite a bit of damage. 700 damage. And here we have Efficient Giant Manufactory, Rhino Assault, and it's hard to pass. Hound 3, Rhino Assault. Even if he has some defenses here, the Fangs here, but a Rhino here could go for his tower here. I was thinking that, but then my side is very not defended. So I decided to put my Rhino here to defend myself. Since my opponent has damage enhancement, I think I will pick the HP. And HP actually gives more than attack. Attack is 12%, HP is 15%. So I think my HP enhancement Rhino will beat his attack enhancement Rhino. But he will pick defense enhancement too, so he will have a defense and attack enhancement Rhino. So my defense will not work as well as I expect. Spoiler. Let me click quick deploy. Almost forgot quick deploy, so we can see what he's doing. He got his 5 badger from the specialist, instantly sold it, and armor. And as you can see, I went for range on my 5 badgers instead of squashing charge, which should have been my choice. Squashing charge would be better. Range is good, but in this case, when he already had a lot of hounds and he had, I saw that he had armor enhancement, he even put one in front. So, as you can see, they are getting locked on the hounds and doing nothing because it does no damage to a hound with armor. Also, his rider won the war. Look at the HP. He won the Rhino fight by very little because of the extra damage, and with that, suddenly from winning by 700, I'm losing by much more than that. I took almost 1000 damage here. And now I need to deal with hounds with armor, and marksman is not the ideal unit for that. So, looking here, there is Efficient Giant. And giants, there is a giant that's amazing against hounds. And it is Raiden. So, Efficient Giant Manufacturing and 1 Raiden for 350. I also had to pay the unlock, so 200 for the unlock. So that's expensive. I could only get 1. I could get another if I sold one of the 5 badgers, but I don't want to do that. I could have sold the marksman. It was an option, but it is still useful. It does some damage, but yeah, probably should have sold the marksman and grabbed 1 more Raiden to start with 2. Instead, I would just go for 1 more 5 badger. And I'm starting to mount an attack on this side. You can see I tried it on the last round already. The Carved Crawler was already here. And it attacked the Fangs, but since he put Crawlers here too, he won the fight here. But now I have a 5 badger, which should be able to deal with all the small units. You can also see that I sold the wall and put a missile and forgot to click the quick deploy again. I need to remember it. Look at this missile. Look at how much it destroys. An amazing missile position, killing 5 hounds and a full pack of crawlers. He grabbed Phoenix. He was very weak against air. And he predicted that I could go air, grabbed 1 Phoenix, but I just need to snipe them. And 1 goes down. And the other goes down. And suddenly I am winning this side, but losing the other. As you can see, he put hounds there, and with armor they are immune against my 5 badgers. Let's speed this. But what one Raiden and one missile can do. Suddenly I won by a lot. And here, Orbital Javelin, which is really good for my opponent. But I had only eyes for one card. Efficient Giant Manufacturing. I already have one, now I have 2, so 300 cost Raidens. 300 cost full power Raidens. There is no mass-produced Raiden, but if there was a mass-produced Raiden, it would be 302, but much weaker. Mine is full strength, so another Raiden, range on them. The problem is the Javelin. The Javelin will hit here. I should be expecting it, but I didn't even see the card. I only saw Efficient Giant Manufacturing, clicked it, and yeah, I will pay the price as you can expect. The correct play here should be sell this Raiden, grab another one and put here somewhere else. Because you can see, Javelin comes here, it will kill 5 badgers, it will kill my highest level marksman, and it will kill a Raiden. So very powerful Javelin. The Javelin would not be good for me. Look at my opponent's board. I don't have a great target for it. I could kill a few hounds and one saber too. Not great targets. My opponent also went for wasps, which are annoying for the Raidens to deal with. You can see I put a Raiden on this side to deal with the hounds. So now I can win the right side. But suddenly I have one less Raiden on this side and wasps. Also, he used jump drive on his phoenixes and went for my tower on this side. Killed my Raiden with that. And suddenly I lost by a lot. It was 9 seconds of the buff, having lost good part of my army here. So yeah, very bad round. You can see I lost a lot of HP. Unit reinforcements, and since he had wasps, I went for the typhoons, which should help me deal with them if he keeps investing on the wasps. But once again, I was blindsided. I didn't even pay attention on the other options, and what the option he would choose, it's kinda obvious. There is 2 level 2 rhinos being offered, and rhino against low level Raidens, which is what I have. And the rest of my army too. Rhinos are great. So you can expect that. Quick deploy. I was only worried about the wasps. So Pork is an amazing tech. I prefer it than the other one because it reduces the range of the Raiden by less. It's cheaper and it attacks 5 targets for full damage instead of 3 for full damage and 3 for 30% damage. Even if the 3 per 30% damage are behind, so it can have its use. You can see here my opponent going for 2 rhinos, instantly going for armor enhancement, so they are now immune to my 5 badgers and have more HP. So 63,000 HP. My Raidens hit for in the wrong unit, 5,000. You can see here. Thankfully, my fangs will delay the debuff. Raiden can keep hitting the rhinos for some time. Look at this side. Now with my 3 Raidens and the Typhoon helping too against the wasps. His side got obliterated. Only the Farseers are still alive. Farseers with AA. It was his answer against my Raidens. But even if the rhinos were annoying on this side, still a victory for me. And now, if you look, there is a deployment, not useful for me. Efficient attack, also no, but additional deployment I can use. Another greedy option, but it's a good greedy option. I want more deployments, because I have to deal with the rhinos. And for that I will grab steel balls. They are a great option to deal with level 2 armored rhinos. I put one here and one here, but there is one thing that I should be expecting. Let me click here, click deploy. I will level one of my Raidens here, grab another. So now I have 6 Raidens, so I made a lot of money out of those efficient giants. My rhino is coming back here again, but my opponent threw the rhino on this side, which is quite strange since I have many units here. But you can see he went for the head deployment and moved one of the rhinos to the other side, where I don't have steel balls. I should have put one here. I put a missile here again because it's just too good, and his shield won't protect against it. He's moving his rhino here again, but with the steel balls, no chance for the rhino. And see, insta-locking practically. And this rhino goes down, but the other one, there is the Raidens attacking it, so it is chunking its health, but it doesn't kill it instantly, even if I have a level 2 here. Now it's dead, but he killed my, distracted and killed my 5 badgers. There's also the rhino in the back, that's still here. So yeah, end up losing the left side because of the rhinos. And if I won the right, my own rhino is going for the tower there, but he gets a tower debuff too. And managed to hit during the debuff, so it almost killed my raid in one shot, so it managed to kill. Okay, we'll kill this Farseer and then not do much else. Yeah. So at least it's not a big defeat, but 1000 HP. So not too far from my opponent, which is at 700. Looking here, don't like any of those, so I'll just skip. I can't keep it on my giants, so I don't think the others would be good. Let me click here. So now I'm going for the steel ball on this side. Now I have answer and one in here, so I have steel balls everywhere, because they also serve as chaff. They are big chaff, which is good against what my opponent has on the ground. So they are useful. You see me going for missiles on the sides because I'm worried about an attack. My opponent went for a very expensive Vulcan drop here. He's trying to move the Rhino from a different direction. You can see the Vulcan took a missile, but the missile won't do much against the Vulcan. It is distracted against my units, but it will go for my tower, which is still level 1. Thankfully, now I am obliterating his front line. Tower is going down. Yeah, tower down. So yeah, mistake for me for not protecting against the Vulcan. I have just put a shield here. One shield on this tower and Vulcan would do nothing. Would stay the entire fight locked on the shield. But even with that, my army is so superior that it's hit one even with a 9 seconds debuff. And now I just have 2 level 1 Farseers to kill. And 1 Vulcan. And as my opponent was almost dead already, it was more than enough. But I would say that my opponent played better than me on attacking my towers and on me defending it. But I got a better army than his. He went for the hounds here, but he didn't make a cohesive army like mine with the raidens, with the very cheap raidens. And he was on a timer, because if he didn't manage to win with those attacks on my tower, trying to always get the buff or something, I would outscale him heavily with 2 giant manufacturing and grabbing raidens that are already really good at late game. Getting them at 300 would scale out of control on later rounds. So yeah, he wasn't an either I win fast or I lose. But it was strange that he didn't went for more techs on his hounds. He didn't have the usual tech. So no, I completely forgot about the name of the tech. But the one that increased the damage. Everyone's running it, but he doesn't. He's with Mac Rage instead. Which could actually be useful for him. He could have clicked Mac Rage to help him clear my shaft faster. But great for me that he didn't. But that's it for this game. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.